Concluded, and it certainly was another great night of action with a wild main event and a great announcement of something to come towards the end, literally the end of the summer struggle. But now we just have to see what the summer struggle brings as we head in for it tomorrow. Hello, everybody. Well, I'm just a simple man, and my name is Noah Foster, and welcome once again to another NJPW Simple Take. This Simple Take, of course, will be based off the event that occurred today, which, excuse me, hiccups. Which was Sengoku Lord, where we had a number of tag team bouts, maybe proving ideas for the future, as well as 2 title matches. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. You all know that Sengoku Lord now 2 years in a row, emanating from the same Ashiya gym in Nagoya, Japan. The seating again, it's one of those things you really question whether or not is it really social distancing, where it's like a couple seats in between each other each row, and then they're not the same exact in every row, but they still use seating within every row. It looked like more separation was involved in the upper bleacher areas, and maybe that just had something to do with the venue. After all, it is a gymnasium, and that's like bleacher stands, but overall, I still feel like they're working their way to figure out the proper way for seating arrangement based on each venue, because it was the first time they used this venue since COVID. I thought that they did okay, and of course they had a nice attendance. I imagine it had to be 1/3 capacity per usual standards on hand. Everybody in mass, and the language of professional wrestling for the fans today is literally just clapping, which I feel like they adhered to during maybe 90% of the show. I definitely heard some audible notices here, and not just the Japanese commentator who really bring the energy to the show. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Before I get into the show, there was an announcement about the change in lineup for match card. Due to the fact that Tamaki Homa and Yota Tsuji, they recorded a television show with another cast member who tested positive for COVID-19. Both men were removed from the show, so that 8-man tag immediately got turned into a 6-man tag instead. My thoughts, prayers, condolences to both men. Hopefully they're both okay, they stay healthy, and they return soon. And this was broken, of course, by NJPW Global this morning, 8 hours ago. And shout out to Chris Charlton again, who I will be referring to his trailer to give you some English commentary type insight to, as well as some brief translations. With that, let's go ahead and talk about the show now. So our opening bout was Yuya Gamera versus Taiji Ishimori, Bone Soldier. Pretty good bout. I mean, it was about maybe a little more than 10 minutes, and Taiji Ishimori, he did control the early half going, but Yuya Gamera, he really shows his growth and how far he has come as a young lion. He really got matched to his favor off a drop kick, went into a full crab, but way too close to the ropes. Pulled up a couple things I haven't seen from him before. That sunset roll into the pinfall, and then literally the carousel roll that I like to call when you literally just disorient your opponent, roll around in a circle, try to go for a pinfall, near fall combination. Cross body. I don't remember the last time he did a cross body, but in the end, bloody cross and a crossface follow-up submission hold, it did give Taiji Ishimori, of course, the win. Great experience, though, for Yuya Gamera, who's coming off now facing 2 of the greats in junior heavyweights. You remember he took on Yoshinobu Kanemaru in the opening round of the New Japan Cup, lost to him. And, of course, Taiji Ishimori, he lost to him. And I still feel like in the back of Yuya's mind, he still wants a piece of the king. I think he has a death wish. We'll have to see if that actually happens. Pretty good match, and obviously we know Taiji Ishimori, there's one thing on his mind. We know he wants his IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship back. Moving on. We go into our 6-man tag team bout now that was turned into a 6-man instead of an 8-man, as Tomohiro Ishii, Toa Yano, former IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, and their partner, Gabriel Kidd. They took on the trio of Toge Makabe, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Satoshi Kojima. This was a pretty fun 6-man tag. Here started off with Makabe and Kidd, which really was the forefront story of this match, as Kidd wants the old Makabe. I think he really wants a serious type one-on-one feud with the original Makabe that was the terror of New Japan Pro Wrestling for years, former IWGP Heavyweight Champion, tore the house down with Tomohiro Ishii, still is kind of to this day. I'm not exactly sure what he means by the old Makabe, but there was a pretty good offense here shown by Makabe, but intense will and fortitude shown by Kidd. As this match progressed, though, everybody got their piece in. Yano and Coach Taguchi, they pretty much were going at each other. The coach trying to pull off the 4-second turnbuckle pull. Didn't happen. Coach then, he literally leads his team in a 3-on-1 assault against Yano, as the coach only can, calling the plays, pulling out the funky weapon, calling for it in the corner. We didn't get it. Then Kojima and Ishii, they tore it up with each other with an exchange in the middle of the ring. And of course, Kojima, he catches Ishii in the corner with shots. But Ishii, he just wanted more of them because, well, Tomohiro Ishii is insane. Then we go back to Makabe and Kid. And really, this was kind of the ending of the match, pretty much. As Makabe and Kid, they really were into each other, I thought. And it looked like Kid was really trying to pull something out of Makabe, especially when he slapped him in the face. Kid does pull off a full crab eventually on Togi Makabe. With help of Toriano, gets a nice near fall on that 2 fall on the escape. But in the end, Lariat suplex with bridge combination by Togi Makabe gives him the win over Gabriel Kidd. I feel like these two aren't done with each other by a long shot, as afterwards Makabe just kind of looked on at Kidd. Maybe Makabe sees something that Kidd can pull out of him, or sees something bright in Gabriel Kidd. We'll have to wait and see. Before I move on, let me just go ahead and run some brief notes here from Chris Child on his Twitter for you. He said Kidd was super impressive tonight, motivated by the guys on the other side of the Pacific tonight. Methinks. Well, I mean, with the Young Lion Break collision turning into NJPW Strong, I completely agree. If you haven't watched that, please do. It's a great fix for a Friday night. It's important in pro wrestling, folks. Milano, basically, I guess we're going too far ahead here, so we'll wait on that match. Well, I guess we're going right into this. We can talk about that now. So yeah, let's keep an eye out for Gabriel Kidd and Toga Makabe being set up for the future. And I don't know about y'all, but I think Satoshi Kojima versus Tomohiro Ishii would be an interesting one-on-one bout. Just saying. Moving on from there, we go into a 6-man tag team bout. That's Los Ingobernables de Japón, Bushi, Sonata, and former double champion, Tetsuya Naito. They took on the Chaos faction in Roppongi 3K's Show, Headhunter Yoshihashi, and Hiroki Goto. What I really was intrigued about this match was, can LIJ really move on from the, well, let's just say it, bad luck that has befallen them lately in the betrayal of one of their closest friends? This match kind of proved it. They really were working well together on all fronts and really seemed focused. It started off in the beginning with Sho and Bushi, a match of junior heavyweights. As Sho, once again, he's trying to really become stronger and really get back, I imagine, in never overweight title contention. Sho and Bushi, nice little exchange. Nobody got the better of each other here. But then Sonata comes into play. We get Hiroki Goto and Sonata. Things turn into LIJ's favor after Goto, he gets locked in a Paradise Lock. Milano thumbs up approved. Following this, though, Goto, he puts the match in his favor off a ridiculous Ushikuroshi, then all things break down, all hell breaks loose. We get a renewal, basically, of a couple of years ago where Naito and Yoshihashi, they had a fallout as Yoshihashi and Naito, they went at each other in a very competitive exchange. Things broke down again in LIJ's favor. We're back to Sho and Bushi. Sho gets the better of Bushi, and Sonata comes into play, and we basically have a setup basically of maybe you would think a rematch from the New Japan Cup, as Sho and Sonata were involved in the conclusion of this match. LIJ, though, with a 3-on-1 assault on the Sho, meeting in the middle. Sho and Sonata constantly exchange each other, at one point literally catching Sonata, going for the attempted moonsault on the skull end, nearly gets him in shock arrow, but Sonata, being again well aware about his technical skills, he does eventually, after counter for counter for counter for counter for counter, many counters it seems, finally locks in the skull and sits in on it after spinning him out, and Sho had no choice but to tap out. LIJ with the win. 1, 2, 3. So I look at this 2 ways. LIJ, I feel like they're finally starting to refocus and focus on right now. And again, they did the fist paint too. These guys truly are LIJ. And of course, Yuta Takai and Hiromu Takahashi will represent them later in the show. They are going to move on. They are going to get back to where they once were. I still don't know what's next for the first Sonata. It feels like Sho and Sonata could be a short-term singles feud. And Bushi, well, Bushi, what else can I say about the guy besides his mask? And LIJ seems like in better spirits and better mentally, which I feel is the most important here. As far as Chaos, I really don't know at this point for these 3. Especially Yoshihashi, because we all want Yoshihashi to eventually get gold. Malala at one point says, while we don't know what will happen to the junior tag title, Sho has to have a champion's pride and figure out how to establish himself as a singles player. There you go. Again, I feel like right now, Sho, his biggest challenge is how do you build yourself now as a singles player, especially after that incredible singles bout with Shingo Takagi for the Neverweight Championship in a losing effort. We're going to really have to wait and see. And I feel like Sho vs. Nana is the first step towards that. Maybe for both men. That's one way to release frustration, I guess. Yeah, there was a bit of a frustration in the air. All right. Now, before I move on, I do have an announcement to make, as NJPW gave us a very special announcement. As you all know, we literally are now on this long-standing tour through mid-August called the Summer Struggle. We have no idea what this will bring, as under normal circumstances, we right now would be facing G1 Climax. I imagine that still is probably trying to be planned for the fall, one way or another, being its 30th anniversary. But we do have a special plan at the end of this Summer Struggle tour. They said that fireworks, professional wrestling, it all will be laid out as at the end of the Summer Struggle, August 29th, the second time ever in NJPW history, they're going to have an open air event at Jingu Stadium. Open field baseball stadium event closure for this Summer Struggle tour. I am super looking forward to it. And they also highlighted the first time this happened was back at the Battle of last summer in 1999, where Shinya Hashimoto faced Masashiro Chono. Hey, Chono! And Great Nita and Great Muta in a no-rope exploding ring death match. Now, times, of course, have changed. We are not going to see anything that extreme, I think, ever again, especially in this day and era. But NJPW says they are going to bring the heat and fireworks to wrestling's biggest summer festival on August 29th. So if y'all don't have a reason right now to celebrate the end of the summer or something to look forward to towards the end of the summer, now you do. NJPW giving the fans what they want, giving us what we need during these quarantine times as pro wrestling fans. I am extremely looking forward to this. And now I can't wait for the Summer Struggle to start tomorrow. With that being said, we go with our cleaning, disinfectant break, and then we figure out the rest of the card as we still have 4 matches left on this show. And boy, was this next match, like I said, a story of matches to come. This 10-man tag with the ace of New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and partner Kota Ibushi, the Golden Ace, and their partner, Master Wato, with Hiroshi Tenzan, and Blue Justice, Yuji Nagata. They took on my fashionista Suzuki-gun, led by the Holy Emperor, Taiji, giving us a performance as always. Why is he hanging the belt from his dick? I don't know. That's a whole nother thing. I'll let you all think about that if you want. If you didn't want to, sorry. And of course, partners in Suzuki-gun, Kasa Ninare, the King, Minoru Suzuki, the heel master, Yoshinobu Kamaru, Tukai, and of course, submissions master, Zack Sabre Jr. What's interesting is, like I said in my preview, this really was a story of, I think, 3 matches to come. It started off with Master Wato getting the better of Kanemaru, and Tenzan helping, of course, with his chops to those shoulders. Ouch. After, of course, Nagata and Suzuki, which was pretty much a battle this entire match, started this bout and, well, what'd you expect? Beating the hell out of each other. And then things break down. And this wasn't the only time things broke down. I think I counted at least 3 times things broke down. Dropkick finally put the match in favor of NJPW main unit from Master Wato, after Master Wato was being constantly worked over by freaking Suzuki-gun. Ouch. Again, Master Wato, very impressive striker and kicker. Anyway, the AC comes in and he takes over. He literally at one point pulls a dragon screw on Minoru Suzuki. Ouch. But then Taiji, he comes into play as the Ace and him, they duke it out. And then a jumping high kick from Taiji. Those Kawada type moves, I tell you. Drops the Ace where he stands. We then get a tag of another classic setup as Zack Sabre Jr. and Kota Ibushi, they would add against each other. Kota trying to get the best of Zack Sabre Jr. Zack Sabre Jr. trying to lock up Kota's leg. Doesn't really do it. He does at one point finally get the better of Kota, dropping him on his neck. Jesus. And then we get Tukai and Kota. They're going about it. And it seems like things are going in favor of Suzuki-gun. Well, the Ace has seen enough. Sling Blade and Twist Shot combination to a couple members of Suzuki-gun, and then all hell breaks loose. Things broke down again. Nagata and Suzuki, they're back in the ring. They're beating the hell out of each other. And then we get Tenzan and Zack Sabre Jr. Interesting combination when you think about it. And literally, Zack Sabre Jr., he couldn't get the better of Tenzan until literally he locked his legs at one point. as Tensei again, just literally chopping the hell out of Zack Sabre Jr.'s shoulder. Probably reduced his height for all we know. Anyway, as the match progressed, we then get a preview of Master versus the Grandmaster until Dukai ruined that. Damn it. Again, to think, this was originally supposed to be scheduled as a one-on-one match, and we got this madness instead. I was not disappointed. In the end, though, as we get towards the end of the match, Dukai, he's in play here, and Kota Ibushi, he gets the tag in, and in the end, Kota Ibushi, the man I might add who's still been no words, most silent, speaks by action, don't know what really his mindset is, but he did get the win for his team here, and he hit the Kamagoye and pinned Dukai. And then afterwards, we see Nagata and Suzuki literally just beating the hell out of each other more. So, again, the focus here, Nagata and Suzuki, one-on-one. That has to happen during the summer struggle. With Kota Ibushi getting the best of Suzuki going and the win for his team here, you wonder if you might get a rematch of Golden Ace versus Dangerous Tekkers down the line. I don't know. They did exchange little pleasantries after the match. And, of course, Master Wato and Yoshinobu Kawamaro, I don't think they're done for each other by a long shot and won't be until they have their one-on-one bout. But again, very interesting match. And the only note that Chris Charlton shares here is, who else wants a air hug from Tana? I could do with one. I mean, come on. If you want somebody to bring positivity in your life, the Ace will do that. The Ace is New Japan Pro Wrestling. The Ace is pro wrestling. No matter if he does always live and walk in pain, which we know he does. That man will never relent. God bless him. But, man, your legs, dude. I just keep thinking about your legs. But, hey, he didn't pull off a high-fly flow here, so, I mean, this was probably the best work match for his legs under those circumstances. So again, this was a really great tag team bout. Number one thing I want to see out of this is Yuji Nagata versus Minoru Suzuki. That needs to be made official. Simple as that. And then, of course, as I said, are we going to get a tag team title rematch? And when will the Keelmaster and Grandmaster finally duke it out one-on-one? Only time will tell. Moving on from there, this specials match, it was not really a wrestling match, as it was more just a mental mind game and a hurdle Okada had to overcome. But to his credit, Yujiro Takahashi, he brought a pretty good fight. It was, of course, the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, taking on Tokyo Pimp in Yujiro Takahashi. Pretty subtle, back and forth match, really. Very similar pace to 2014 with these two. The theme of that being Yujiro threw everything he had in his arsenal at Okada, but it wasn't enough, because literally as Yujiro gained some momentum. By the way, most of this match lead by himself. It only took one classic Okada move to put the match in Okada's favor. Whether it was a drop kick, whether it was a flapjack, whether it was the run-through spinning elbow strike that he does. This match was mostly in Okada's way. But Yujiro, he put up some good offense here. Got caught in the Cobra Clutch, then Gato came out with the distraction, and then a Cane Strike from that Pimp Cane. Put the match in Yujiro's favor again. 3 stiff super kicks, nice fall, not close. At one point, again, Cobra Clutch locked in on Yujiro. He's literally biting the hand of Okada. Ouch. Following this, counter a spinning Rainmaker. I thought Okada was going to pull off a Rainmaker. Didn't, as Yujiro dropped him with his own type of lariat. And then we get a backdrop. Not backdrop, just a backdrop. Following that, Yujiro, he tries to build some momentum. He runs right into another drop kick and then eats a spinning pile driver as Gato is taken out after trying to come in with a wrench and brass knuckles. One last Cobra Clutch, and Yujiro had no choice but to tap. 1, 2, 3. I don't think this match was even 10 minutes. I don't really have much more to say on this besides the fact, Okada, hard to break the man mentally. Yujiro tried, just could not overcome the Rainmaker. What did you expect? Only note Chris Charlton has here is, again, very similar pace to 2014 bout with these two. The theme then being Yujiro threw everything he had in his arsenal at Okada, but it wasn't enough. Does Joe have anything extra 6 years on? And he says Gato counts, I guess. I mean, that was probably the only real extra thing that Yujiro had. And you wonder if Yujiro will have a breakout moment, singles breakout moment this year. And I think that's kind of long gone. Looking at this, looked for a second that Yujiro had the wherewithal, or at least the molars, to counter the clutch. But once Okada got under the chin, it was all over. And then we move into our main 2 matches. So again, Okada. What's next for the guy? We don't know, but I think he finally can move on from Yujiro and Gato. But I feel like Gato's always going to be a pain in his backside. Now we move on to the main 2 matches of the night, the title bouts. First, the Neverweight title. And again, I love this title. This was the match I was most looking forward to when the card was announced. Because again, I love the Neverweight Championship. Neverweight Champion, Rampage Dragon, Shingo Takagi took on El Desperado. Sporting a brand new look with the black and gold, it seemed. really channeling that idea of, hey, I can be a champion. As, of course, he still held the belt hostage. And before the match even began, Shingo Takagi exchanged pleasantries with him, Desperado trying, cool him down, so it seemed. And then Shingo just attacked to beat the holy hell out of him for the very beginning part of the match, before the match even began. Reclaiming his title, Red Shoes rang the bell, the match was on. Literally an explosive start by Shingo Takagi, and literally he's just wailing the guy into the toughest guardrail in professional wrestling once, twice, three times. Following this, El Desperado, he does put the match into his favor, though, finally pulling out a chair and working again the leg he started working on the previous tap out at New Japan Road, which really came into play and was the focal point most of this match here, trying to slow the momentum of the Rampage Dragon. It worked to a degree. Nearly got a count out victory, too. As he continued to work over the leg, trying to set up for numero dos, his stretch muffler submission hold, which he did lock on at least twice during this match. Shingo Takagi, he did come back with his arms and his power game, including what I call the three-move combo, that elbow strike, pop out, right jab, and then that lariat that dropped El Desperado where he stood. At one point, he literally put the match to his favor, pulling off a double leg dragon screw on El Desperado. Ouch. But following this, when he tried to go for a power move and his leg gave out, see what he did there. El Desperado, he finally locked in the stretch muffler submission hold for the first time, and you just hear Shingo Takagi screaming out in pain. He does get out of it, though, and pull off Sliding Lariat and Noshigami, but then falls right back into numero dos. And this time, literally, El Desperado's got him locked in the middle of the ring, and is literally gripping the leg between his neck and shoulders. Good grief, your leg's not supposed to bend that way. And it looked like the Shingo Takagi and Red Shoes were having exchanges. It's like Shingo didn't want to tap out, but he felt the pain, and I felt like at one point he was this close from submitting, or Red Shoes maybe stopping the match. Anyway, as the match continues, a ridiculous stiff headbutt. Why is that such a effective move and a crazy move in professional wrestling? Jeez. Puts the match in Shingo Takagi's favor, and literally following this, the men just have a subtle, stiff exchange in the middle of the ring, and he finally pulls off Made in Japan for a near fall. Not enough. As this match continued, though, Shingo Takagi, he was done playing around. He dropped him where he stood, turned him inside out, upside down with a pumping bomber, and won the match with Last of the Dragon. El Desperado, great competitive bout. Shorter than I expected, actually. But, hey, El Desperado, he came in with a game plan. He tried to attack up both mentally and physically, but I guess he forgot to work on his arms, and in the end, Shingo Takagi, he withstood the pain as he literally limped away. So you can tell that he was damaged here. But Shingo Takagi, he continues to hold up the spirit of Never and still is our Never Openweight champion. I'm curious now what's next for El Desperado. Maybe they will go after their own boys, the Suzuki-gun, for those tag team titles after that friendly challenge was put out. We'll have to wait and see. Suzuki-gun, they're all about just hurting people and drinking, all right? They do their own thing. But I thought this was a very impressive match. Let's see here. Desperado getting back. He'll hit me if I try and get in like that. Chico says, don't think I'm done yet. Even Liger on commentary appreciating Desperado's skill with the bait and switch. Yeah, Champ was in trouble a number of times. Desperado says, you're the champ and I'm the challenger. Isn't this backward? Again, El Desperado came in here with a champion mentality. And for the most part, it really worked. So there you go. Now we just have to figure out who's next to face Rampage Dragon, because, man, you really figure about who could stop the path of Shingo Takagi. Yeah, I know what I did there. I figure about, who would I want to see face him for that title? Honestly, maybe somebody in Bullet Club, now that I think about it. But who could really be a never openweight champion in Bullet Club? Maybe Kenta again, if he comes back. I don't know. I feel like we're at a crossroads right now with Never Openweight Tao. I would love to hear your thoughts. Which leads us into our main event. And I must say, this match was way better than the one at Dominion. And much more 50-50 as well throughout. Evil, the current IWGP Intercontinental and Heavyweight Champion, defended his titles against Ticking Time Bomb Hiromu Takahashi. And there was definitely a setup here of a personal feud. First off, Hiromu carrying the jacket Evil held for him when he was injured. Okay, this goes to how much he feels betrayed by his friend. And then frontman of Maximum, the Hormone at ringside, because Hiromu came very close with this man during his neck injury, if y'all remember. And shout out to my good friend Cindy G, who saw that match live where Hiromu got injured and was out for practically a year and a half. Basically, we just have an extremely competitive, emotional bout that had commentary on the edge of their seats at some points. As soon as the bell rings, Hot starts with the friggin' shotgun dropping by Hiromu in the corner to Evil, and then Evil, he gets in a favor thanks to spoiler and distractions by Dick Togo in a very interesting white suit, black shirt, red tie combo at ringside. By the way, Evil's gear, he feels more normal now as a champion and a Dark Warrior versus what he wore before. About damn time. He does swing for the fences after wearing a chair around Hiromu's neck. Red Shoes lost control of this throughout. Hiromu, though, constantly countering Evil move for move. At one point, literally throwing Evil into an exposed turnbuckle corner, going for a sunset powerbomb. Doesn't get it, but does get the powerbomb off on Evil to Dick Togo to the floor from the electric chair position. Very good, effective move. There were a number of times Dick Togo tried to come in and play on Hiromu. He basically had a counter for that. Big effective move in Hiromu's favor in this match with the Death-Eye driver on the apron. But Evil, he followed up after a Dick Togo distraction with a super brain buster off the top rope. Damn. And then literally, it's like this match was in Evil's control throughout. He tries to throw Hiromu in an exposed corner, eats it himself, and gets locked in D. And everybody thought, this might be the moment, this might be the moment, because history could be made here. And then we go into a near-fall combination, then Red Shoes, he gets taken down. Uh-oh. Well, you knew this was going to happen eventually. And we literally get a magic killer pulled off by freaking Dick Togo and Evil. How's that for salt in the wound? Following this, we do get everything is evil. Nah, we don't. Because again, it's like, oh, I could do this. I could finish you, but I'm not going to. I have this match. I'm going to take my time and enjoy this. And commentary losing their damn mind. Love it. As this match continued, there was a Death-Eye driver into the exposed corner. And literally, he pulls off, taking out Dick Togo with this move. That's how they didn't do the Magic Killer. He pulls off Time Bomb, and then Time Bomb 2. We thought that he had it. We thought that he had it. Damn it! The nearest of near falls, 2 7/8. Red Shoes back out, of course, to count the pin. And then literally, we get the Time Bomb 2. My apologies. We thought this was it. Dick Togo pulls Red Shoes out the ring. Fuck! And literally, Togo is the difference maker here, as he does finally use that steel chain type weapon to choke out Hiromu. Following this with a ridiculous low blow behind the rest back, then he pulls off Darkness Falls, and everything is evil. Evil retains the titles. Damn it. Very competitive, emotional bout. Literally matching Evil move for move. You can tell how much these two really had a connection with each other and knew each other. Dick Togo being the difference maker here. Bullet Club resorting back to classic Bullet Club antics of we win by any means necessary. We stand together. We stand for one another. And then afterwards, Ishimori, he comes out, ref saw on the wounds, grabbed the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship after delivering a bloody cross to already passed out, incapacitated Hiromu Takahashi. So again, we know Ishimori's pursuits. He wants his title back. Hiromu Takahashi, this close to making history, but Dick Togo, once again, the difference maker, literally being the spoiler. Before further damage could be done, though, Naito comes out and confronts Evil face to face. And then everybody just walks away on their own thing, and Juice of Thunder Liger throws a tirade on commentary. Now let's go ahead and see what Chris Charlton has to say about this match and the notes and as well as commentary. So Evil apparently said he saw through everything Hiromu would do, but he hasn't had a single answer. Hiromu was doing everything right. Absolutely agree. Instantly saw Hiromu with D, Evil and D. Those hands, Nagoya screaming internally. Absolutely. Again, why they can't, like, verbally scream, but some of them, did. Everybody was just literally in a clapping frenzy thinking that Hiromu could actually do it. And, of course, Chris Charlton even got into it, too. Victory Royale pulled off during this match as well. And Chris Charlton, he's a man also of real passion. He got mad too, son of a bitch. Anyway, following this, again, incredible main event. This was the match of the show. If you don't watch anything else, I do suggest you go watch it. Sorry about the ending. Liger basically puts this out. The IWGP committee needs to rethink this crap. That sort of interference will happen every match. This is supposed to be New Japan. Testify, brother. And hopefully this does not continue because we don't need to go backwards in time. Evil says, I sent your neck, your heart, your hopes, and your dreams to hell. Naito, I am what's just. And following that, we basically, you know, masks don't prevent people from yelling. That's the one last spot. And again, Chris Sheldon, thank you for the constant analysis, live tweeting, and demonstrated passion as a fan as well. I look forward when you, Kevin Kelly, Gino Gambino, Rocky Romero are all back together giving us live commentary. I would have to imagine King of Pro Wrestling if we're lucky. That's what I'm going to say about that. With that being said, that's it, folks. That's Sengoku Lord from Nagoya. It was an awesome show. I enjoyed it. Incredible main event. Came this close. Liger telling us how it really feels. It's time for New Japan to continue to evolve. We don't need to go backwards. Hopefully, this tirade of Evil winning for Dick Togo and constant political interference, especially this choking, will not continue. We'll have to see how far this goes, especially with the idea that we got to see what the summer struggle culminates in at the end. We got to see if we got a G1 climax announced during it or afterwards. And we got to definitely see where the Destruction Tour and King of Pro Wrestling will stand as well. As, again, we have to see what fall will bring. Bottom line is this. Everything is evil. Darkness Club rules New Japan. This has to stop. Well, those are my brief thoughts, takeaways, and analysis on Sengoku Lord and Nagoya. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed the show like I did. I hope you all were very vocal in your passion, whether you liked or disliked, you hate Bullet Club, you hate the Darkness Club, you want Hiromu to win, you want to see something different. You kind of was like out of it maybe during the Okada Yujiro match. Maybe you have an idea of who you think is going to challenge Rampage Dragon next. I'd love to hear it. This is being recorded, by the way, 2:24 p.m. on Saturday, July 25th, because I fell asleep immediately after the show when I watched it live. And right now, we're just literally a little over 12 hours away from the first event that opens up the Summer Struggle Tour in New Japan Pro Wrestling, as that will be tomorrow, July 26th. Card will be known at bell time, 5:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10:30 a.m. British Standard Time. Yes, I will be watching it live. I'm going to watch as many of these events as I can live. But since they are occurring during work days as well, there'll be some recorded post-record tweeting as well. But I'm done here for now, so thank you for tuning in. If you want to know more about me, know this. I'm just a simple man and a lifelong fan of ... wrestling. So follow me on Twitter, NoDQ.com/Noah. Talk to me about anything wrestling. Follow me on Instagram, @mfoster1916. Follow the Silva YouTube channel, youtube.com/user/NoahFoster210 for all things wrestling. Shout out to my ATW family on Twitter. You'll get nothing but preview, predictions, rants, analysis, discussions, and all things wrestling. Primarily NJPW and AEW are the focus of my channel for the long time being. Stay tuned, content to come. There might be some stuff covering the Summer Struggle if anything big happens. There might be some stuff covering New Japan Pro Wrestling if any further announcements are to come. There's definitely going to be more episodes of AEW Spark because that's my weekly forum going forward. I might even start doing Impact Recap. We'll have to wait and see. It all comes down to time. And, of course, the Sybil Chanson will continue. I think I'll do a recording next week, so please send me your questions any way you can through social media, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, you name it. Love to hear from you. Love to interact with you. As always, support NoDQ. The reason I'm in YouTube, for and dead NoDQ family. Buy a shirt, NoDQ.com/merch. Follow NoDQ on your social media platforms. Support my friends. Support the Great Cherry brand. Buy a shirt. Support the Jeff Meacham Network. And, of course, support wrestling. That's what this is all about. Independent wrestling, professional wrestling, bagger wrestling, whatever you prefer. Just support wrestling, okay? As always, I'd like to close. Support your wrestling outlets, big and small. And let's keep growing this incredible, diverse, unique, elite, authentic, unscripted, unrestricted wrestling community together. Simple as that. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Hit the bell and know when next video goes live on this channel. Hit the subscribe button. Help me grow this channel. Shout out to all 161 of you that's helped me and followed with me through this fun YouTuber creator's journey. It's not letting up anytime soon. I hope I encourage you to be yourself and, do your own thing too. Until next time, take care, enjoy life. Tomorrow's never guaranteed. Treasure your families. Enjoy wrestling. There's more of it now than ever. Find something or someone or some promotion that connects with you. Make a friend or vibe out of it. It's up to you. I'm not going to judge you. And until, whenever I choose to do NJPW content again regarding the Summer Struggle, and who knows what else, I'm also excited for NJPW Strong. I'll see you all in the next video. Enjoy your Saturday. Be safe. Have a wonderful day. Coach Genyo, sayonara.